I have no tattoos. Drink water. Well, that's really, I have no tattoos. Nathan has all the Nathan and Pablo have all the tattoos in the band. Johnny has a tattoo or a couple of tattoos as well. But actually, it's just me and Johnny Quinn don't have tattoos. Favorite Bowie track? That is a mean question. There's too many. You know what? It's very hard not to be obvious. It's very, very hard not to be obvious and say Heroes. But it's just so good. It's just such a good song. It's so wonderfully produced as well. Like, it just sounds incredible. Sorry, it's obvious, but there we go. Solo project, yeah. Well, I mean, that was what I was half sort of like not sort of admitting to. There is a sort of a thing going on. I don't know what it is, but I'm writing a lot of songs that aren't really anything for anything else at the moment, and maybe they'll come out as a thing along the way. But I don't know. Maybe not. Do I watch Barry? Yes. I'll only watch the first season. I still have to watch the second season, but I love the first season. Can you sing Heroes? You know, probably not. Probably couldn't do a good enough job of it. Although I've done a whole bunch of songs that I couldn't really do today. Can I be your roadie? Well, unfortunately, we have sort of a lot of guys with and girls with jobs for life. They have been with us for so many years. My guitar tech, Coatsy, has been with me for 22 years. So there's no vacancies there. He's basically just my brother, my family member. What was the first concert I ever saw? I went to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Rollins Band in 1991 in Belfast, and it was incredible. The Rollins Band came on first, and Henry Rollins was just a monster. Cut off shorts, no top, covered in tattoos. He got Search and Destroy written across his back. He was just like a monster. He came out just like planted his feet on the center of the stage and just owned the place, and it was extraordinary. And then Chili's were amazing, and then the second gig I saw was even better than that. Well, that's still very high up in my top 10, that Chili's gig, but my second gig that I ever saw was my favorite gig ever. Nirvana, Teenage Fanclub, The Breeders, all in the one gig, Belfast 1992. Unbelievable. It'll never be topped in my head. Never be topped. There we are. Best live band in my eyes. Best live band. So many great bands. 1975 are on that list for sure. We talked about them already. Well, Nirvana. But, maybe you're talking about best live band at the moment. There's not a hell of a lot of bands that put on a better show than Muse. There's not a hell of a lot of bands that do it. They every time they come back with a different stage show that just blows your mind. Best band I ever saw though, in terms of the band performance, was a band called And You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead. They just, 4 songs into the gig, they'd smashed all their gear up. I was just completely blown away. And another band, there was 2 gigs I cried at in my life, because it was not necessarily because the lyrics made me think of something profound, but because of the sheer beauty, the sheer majesty of the gig, and the profundity of it as well, but the sheer majesty of the gig. 2 gigs. One was Secret Machines at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. That gig was unbelievable. And Mogwai at Tea in the Park, could have been 2005, I'm not sure. It was around that time, earlier than that, maybe 2001. I don't know. It was whenever Mogwai headlined the sort of the second stage at T in the Park. I was bawling my eyes out for most of it. It was so good. It was unbelievable. So there you go. Mogwai, Secret Machines, and you know it's by the Tree of the Dead, Nirvana. It's a pretty good list. 975. Are you a party animal? I was a party animal. I wouldn't have referred to myself as a party animal, but yeah, I was definitely a night owl for many years. Not for the last 4 though. It's all been my sparkly costumes have all been hung up in my wardrobe. Can I play the drums? No, but I every time I sit down behind the drum kit, I think this is the time. This is the time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Here goes. Yeah. So there's no reason that I would think this is the time because I haven't been practicing. But I figure at some point I'm just going to be able to do it, right? No, that's not the way it works. You know, Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours are a thing for a reason. You've got to actually put the work in. But no. Do I like Prince? Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness, yes. We went to Paisley Park the last time. We were in Minneapolis there the last time on our last US tour. We were on me and Pablo and some of the crew went to Paisley Park. It was Pablo's birthday. And we went there and went around and got to see, got a guided tour. And some of the Foo Fighters were there as well. They were playing in a different venue in the town. And amazing. Script, brilliant band, yeah. Secret Machines, what an amazing band they are. What an amazing band they are. Go and listen to some Secret Machines after this and just it might a three piece that just blew everybody away. Do I play video games? No video games. In 1995, the flat that I was living in, we had a Nintendo, one of the first Nintendo consoles, and we played Mario Kart, or no, Mario World. It wasn't Mario Kart yet. Mario World. And FIFA. I play FIFA sometimes, but no, I'm terrible at video games. Royal Blood, what a band! What a band! Oh, I'm not. What 3 dead musicians would you bring back? Oh God. I don't want to touch that. Do I like Stephen King? Yes. I do love Stephen King. And I never really read that much Stephen King when I was growing up. So it was mostly the movies. Like The Shining, and I wasn't really into scary movies. But like the 80s were like a golden age of scary movies. All those movies. I mean, they're not all Stephen King, but The Shining, The Exorcist, Don't Look Now, Poltergeist. I mean, those type of movies. They're the kind of scary movies that I love. Not so much the slasher kind of Saw type movies. That wouldn't be. Favorite Teenage Fanclub song? Again, so many, but December from Bandwagon-esque. Oh my God, it just nearly disappeared out of my head there. Forgetting a massive album in my life. The third song on Bandwagon-esque, December. It's my favorite Teenage Fanclub song. Always love that. I mean, there's so many. Do I read much? Not as much as I should. I used to read tons and tons, but not so much these days. I'm writing a lot more than I'm reading. Any good book recommendations? Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get you a good book here. This is a belter. This is a belter here. It's going to be backwards, but Shotgun Love Songs by Nicholas Butler. There's not really any way that I can do it. It's going to be the right way around. I read Lord of the Flies. Yes, I've read Lord of the Flies. Yeah, many years ago. I never met Chris Cornell, but he's one of my heroes. Soundgarden are just, I mean, unbelievable band. You know, I mean, Bad Motorfinger was the album that kind of got me into Soundgarden, but the album that came after it, you know, Black Hole Sun was, I mean, that song is, it's one of the greatest rock songs of all time, one of the greatest guitar songs of all time. I talked about Normal People already on this. Yes, Normal People, the best TV show I've seen in many years. Pearl Jam, I love. Who am I starstruck by? Everybody. I have put my foot in my mouth with every single person that you could imagine. Everybody. I am always tongue-tied and starstruck, and I'm the least cool person in the world. I do not do well around my heroes. I should never meet them. I'm always like, but. It's my favourite Sam Fender song. I mean, we played Play God before every Snook Throat gig for, it was 1 or 2 years as an introduction to our live shows. Like that was the song we walked on to, which is an incredible song. But I think Dead Boys is one of the most devastating, extraordinary pieces of music. Someone so young as well to write like that. Sam Fender is unbelievably good. Have you met the Queen? No, I've never met the Queen. I'm a goober. I am a goober. Who is your inspiration? Too many people. Seamus Heaney, Kurt Cobain, Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic. I'm not going to leave Chris out, or Pat Smear. I'm not going to leave people out of Nirvana. All right. So many. I mean, it's just too many. There's just too many. It's because it depends on what period of my life. Because up till I was 18, I didn't really know any other music apart from indie music and rock music. And then I met Tom Simpson, who introduced me to dance music and soul music and hip hop, and so then that was a whole other host of inspirations, and you know, Otis Redding and Etta James and Aretha Franklin, Wilson Pickett and Snoop and NWA and Young MC. Actually, that Young MC Stone Cold Rhymin' record, I must have listened to that 100 times. Anyway, what influenced you to start up a charity? I don't know. I guess I'd always done that sort of stuff in the background, I'm not sure why. I've always felt slightly self-conscious about it. To like put a name on it. I didn't really even want to put my name on it. I feel, as you can tell, I feel quite awkward talking about it. But I just did it mainly for Northern Ireland, because I just saw so many charities, small charities in Northern Ireland that weren't getting the funding that they needed, and I wanted to try and help where I could. But so many people help, and there's so many people. It's just a small thing that helps a few people, and you know, like, anyway. Do we ever have musical differences between ourselves? Yeah, all the time. You know, you're all individuals. 5 different individuals in a band. There's going to be 5 different opinions, and sometimes those opinions will line up and we'll all be in agreement, but sometimes they don't, and you figure it out. You know, you figure it out. We've never had mad shouting matches in the band. There's been times when we've fallen out in a kind of a more silent way, where we just don't talk to each other for a bit. But we've never had any real screaming matches. You know, that's not the way we figure things out. And you know, it's different bands have different dynamics. There's like bands that throw shit at each other and stuff. That was never us. How did it get past writer's block? I asked so many different songwriters that I loved what their advice would be to get over it, and they all said the same thing, or roughly the same thing. Most of them said, just you gotta write, you gotta get the pen and the bit of paper, and you just gotta keep writing until it starts to make sense. Rice Krispies or granola? Rice Krispies. Not exactly Guns N' Roses. No, we're not exactly Guns N' Roses. We try and reserve the drama to the stage. Do I journal? No. And by the way, I'm not ragging on Guns N' Roses. They're an amazing band. One of them. That Appetite for Destruction is one of the greatest albums of all time. Do I ever go on holiday? Not very often, no. My dad used to say, when I said to my parents, you know, it's like with your parents, you're different to who you are with everyone else. Your parents know you from you were born, so you're kind of, there's part of you that maybe just moans a little more or something like that. And I was like, I haven't had a holiday in a while. My dad just quick as a flash just went, your whole life's a fucking holiday. So, in the words of my dad, I have nothing to complain about. Do I still write novels? No. I mean, I've only ever written like the first few chapters or something, and then it just goes onto the bed with everything else. So there we are. 21 Pilots, another great band. Everyone's bringing out a load of great bands. Have you ever tried to sing Prince tracks? Yeah, I tried to learn Purple Rain for this. I mean, you know, it's not so much the playing of it. You know, it's in G, and it's not so much the playing of it, but it's the singing of it. It's like knowing where all the changes to the vocal line are and stuff like that. It's one thing singing along to the record. It's a totally different thing when you don't have the record to sing along with. So I will try and do that when I learn it. Almost midnight in Germany. What's happening at midnight? Do we all turn into a pumpkin? Will you come back to Tumblr one day? I don't know. I will when I have something to write. I don't really write prose that much anymore. I'm writing songs. Just checking the time. Are we approaching? What are we approaching? How excited do you get on Record Store Day? I do love Record Store Day, and it's always nice when we have something that we can release on Record Store Day that's, you know, like just a brand new record that no one's heard before, you know, or a brand new version. No, I was just checking like how much time I've got left. It doesn't actually say on this thing, and I can't remember what time I came on at, but about 15 minutes. Okay, all right. I'll chat with you for another 15 minutes. Please say hello to my pup, Sandy. Hello, Sandy. A pup would be great. I just got this guy, which you know, he's fine. He's very relaxed. So, but not as exciting as a pup would be. First record I ever bought was I said earlier, it was Thriller by Michael Jackson. I'm certain that it was. What's the panda called? I can't remember what called it? Pandemonium? Space travel, question mark? Yeah, I think it exists. No, I don't think I would enjoy that. I'm not so great on planes. So have I ever explained the torn shirts? Yes. It's because I don't like stuff anywhere near my neck. I know I'm weird, but and people go, why don't you just buy like a V and whatever this is called, V-neck? I don't like V-necks. I know, I'm very strange. Hope you're okay. I am okay. Did you worry about me there when I was talking about my t-shirts? Worst fashion mistake? Probably this. This is fine. No, worst fashion mistake. We were just talking about this with Colin Murray yesterday, day before yesterday. That we both had shell suits in the 80s. I definitely had a shell suit at some point when I was a kid. I also wore a trench coat at some points. That wasn't, like trench coats can be super cool. I mean, they look cool on other people. I'm sort of gangly, so they don't really look that good on me. But mine was just like a long coat. That might have been my dad's or something like that. But I did not look well in it. Not great. Do I ride a bike in LA? I haven't ridden a bike in a long time. I run a lot, and I walk a lot. There you go. Favorite quarantine snack? I don't know. Crisps. I eat a lot of crisps. I'm trying not to eat sugar, but I'm kidding myself that I'm like that crisps don't have sugar in them, right? Okay. Do I like Keane? Yes, I do. I just on the Strokes as well. Keane and we both did our first Australian shows together in Sydney and Melbourne. We played on the same bill together, so we've known each other a long time. And the Strokes, we played with them in South Korea, Pentaport Festival in South Korea. We did the same festival as the Strokes, and they were amazing. Favorite Bruce Springsteen song? The River, probably. So many. Blinded by the Light. Born to Run. I'm on Fire. I mean, Bruce Springsteen. Do I like Frank Ocean? Oh my God, I love Frank Ocean. I absolutely love Frank Ocean. That second album of his is I mean, the first album's amazing as well, of course, but the second album for me is a masterpiece. And Pink and White was my song when I was going through the worst of my depression. That was the song that I listened to again and again and again. I think that song actually saved my life in a lot of ways. There was days when that song was the only thing that was holding me to the earth. So Frank Ocean and me are, I mean, I don't know him, but I own a lot. Did I enjoy my Game of Thrones acting stint? Yes, I did very much, but I was, I was on the screen for maybe 10 seconds, which is, I mean, I was only expecting to be on the screen for I would just be happy to just go and then be off. But it's like, you just get the scope of it, because you realize that to film that 10 seconds, it takes a half a day. It took a half a day to film that scene. Excuse me. And so you just realize just how much work goes into it, and how many people are on it, and the horse trainers and all that. And I had to learn how to ride a horse, which I'd never done before. What's a shell suit? Look, you said shield suit, but what's a shell suit? It's you look it up. They were very big in the 80s. Just type in shell suit into into your Google, and be prepared to maybe put some sunglasses on before you put because there'll be a lot of bright ones. They weren't for shrinking violets. Would I do more acting? Probably not. Probably not. Having done the tiny wee bits here and there, as I've already said, I knowing what goes into it, I don't have the discipline. I've a lot of respect for actors to go through what they go through to make TV shows and movies, because it's a lot of waiting around, and then somebody just goes, okay, action, and you're like, what? We were waiting around for 2 hours, now it's action? No, I couldn't do it. Do I like Portuguese fado? Yes. We were in Lisbon. I need to say Lisbon now, which is a place in Northern Ireland. Lisbon. The second to last time we played in Lisbon, we went up to the old town, up walking up the hill to the castle on the top. I can't remember what the name of the castle is, but in the courtyard of the castle there was a guy playing. There was a guy playing Fado guitar, the beautiful sort of classical guitar, like a I don't have one of those guitars, but their strings are made of, can't remember, doesn't matter. And it was just me on my own, as I recall, walking up. No, I would have been with a couple of the lads, but walking into that courtyard, and it was just us and him playing the guitar. Oh my God, it's like a spiritual moment. It was a spiritual moment. So yes, I do. Nylon strings. I was trying to think like plastic strings. That can't be right. Nylon strings. Ever played a ukulele? Yes, I did a cover of Halo by Beyonce for the film Cake, Jennifer Aniston's film Cake, and I did it on the ukulele. Frank Ocean's song that I was talking about is Pink and White. And yes, I said his second album, it's called Blonde. Yes, somebody said Blonde there. Did I go to prom? Yeah, we called it a formal, and I did go to the formal. And the girl that I went with, we were. Oh no, that's a too personal a story. I'm not mentioning any name. No, I can't say it. No, I can't say it. That's not fair. It's really not fair. So anyway, it was a fun night, and but anyway, pics of me at prom. I wouldn't even know who would have. It'd be my mum. Maybe my mum would have. Maybe there's one in this. My mum sent me this book of photos of everybody. There might be. That was me and Tom. Me and Tom at graduation. At my graduation. That was me and Tom Simpson graduating at Dundee University. Well, Tom had already graduated a couple of years before, but so there you go. There's that. Me in a Seattle Seahawks jersey when I was 15, maybe 1992. What was that? 16. I don't think there's a picture of me at formal, at prom. No, sorry. No, there's not. So there we go. I will show you though a picture of me when I was a wee baby, to show you that I have blonde hair, and I'm not sure what I'm doing in this picture, but that is me with blonde hair. So there you go. So I know what blonde hair. I know I'm blonde, and then it went So red. It went red. This is me as well. That was on the way to going brown. So it went from blonde. It went from blonde to brown, and then to, I mean, well, you know, whatever. This. I mean, it's grey now, so it's going back to blonde. So there we are. Ginger. I've redheads rule. You're right, absolutely right. So now Gandalf the Grey, absolutely, no problems going grey, absolutely no problems at all with it. Any more questions before I hit the road? Because I think it's going to be soon. We're going to be kicked off here soon-ish. Hello, Donegal. Beautiful part of the world. Redheads are great, yep. Do I want to settle down? I am settled down. Very happy by myself. Favourite painter, favourite Scottish artist, favourite Scottish Frightened Rabbit. Favourite painter, I don't know enough about art. I go to lots of art galleries and I look in wonder at many great works of art, but you know, I don't know anything about art. I just appreciate it for its splendor and its beauty. Although anytime I'm in the presence of a Rothko, I tend to stand there for it's actually normal people. There's a scene where he goes to the art gallery and he stands there for 6 hours or whatever, but well, it's not the whole, obviously they don't keep the camera on him for 6 hours, but I've done something similar, not for 6 hours, maybe for half an hour in front of a Rothko, and just stood there and felt in the presence of something spiritual. Favorite pizza topping? Pepperoni. I thought about that more than I thought about a lot of the questions, to be honest. Thought about doing a biography. I'd do a biography of somebody else, but if you meant autobiography, no, I'm not really. I'm not the man for that. Favorite childhood memory. I said that earlier, but it was Northern Ireland winning the World Cup. Not winning the World Cup, beating Spain in the World Cup. Northern Ireland never. Wake up, Gary. Wake up. Northern Ireland never won the World Cup. Northern Ireland beating Spain in the World Cup in 1982. Favorite American fast food. I mean, you can just pick anything and I'll eat it. Hot dogs at baseball, at Dodger Stadium. Hot dogs. You can't beat it. You cannot beat them. Green and White Army. Yo. Do I like tortoises? Oh, why? Who doesn't like tortoises? What inspires you nowadays? Just same as it always does, you know, new music. New music always inspires me. Running out of battery on my phone now as well. Do I have a nickname? Gaz or Gaza, no, people normally call me, or Arsehole. Stereophonics, love Stereophonics. Lovely, really lovely guys as well. Just really lovely guys. Kelly is such a wonderful guy. Brilliant band. Tato or King? Tato. Sorry, it's got to be Tato. Do I split my time? No, you know, I'd phased my life back to Northern Ireland. I've been living back in Northern Ireland, and I came out here to do a bit of writing for a few things, and with a few people, and I kind of got stuck here. Not that it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad to be stuck in LA. But I'm just saying, like I had already booked. My flight was booked to go home in early March. And I just didn't want to fly in the middle of all this and bring something home with me to my family or to my neighbours. Bastille, another great band. Soda Bread or Potato Bread? It's Soda Bread for me every time. If anybody doesn't know what Soda Bread is outside of Ireland, maybe Soda Bread is an Irish delicacy. Buttermilk and flour and tons of butter. My dad used to make it. It was the only thing my dad made was soda bread. So like on a Sunday sometimes he would make a batch of soda bread. Oh my god, it's the best thing ever. Reminds me of him. Gang of Youths. Oh my god, what a great band from Australia. What an amazing band. Unbelievable band. Brilliant live. Just a phenomenal band. Do I cook? I do cook. I was talking about this earlier. I can make quite a few dishes and I'm not too bad. Love Muse. Talked about Muse already. One of the best live bands ever. What do I like? Fallen Empires. I don't think it's our best album. I have to say. I'll just be honest with you. I think for me, in terms of rating albums, it's Wildness, then 100 Million Suns, Final Straw, Eyes Open. Those would be the top few. I was a little out of sorts making that record, and I had a lot of writer's block. Jackknife did an amazing job to pull it all together because I was having a nightmare. So all the good that's in that record is Jackknife really. And there's a lot of good in it too. I'm just not saying that it's as good as I think our other records, but Jackknife saved it from what it could have been. Anyway, Unforgotten, unbelievable. People saying they love Fallen Empire. That's great. I'm really glad you love it. I just would do a few of all the let me just explain myself just in case you think I was ragging on it. Of all the records that we've made, none of the other records I would go back and change anything. With Fallen Empires, there's a few things I would love to have back. I would love to have those moments back so I could just be better, So it's just a personal thing. That's all. I don't mean to downgrade it for anybody else. That's not what I have in my intention at all. Favorite footballer. I mean, as a United fan, I've never been somebody who's like, I don't hate Liverpool or anything like that, but still, as a United fan, the first names I think of when I think of great footballers at the moment are probably all that Liverpool team. A lot of them are on that. Jordan Henderson, I think, is had an extraordinary season. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane. The Liverpool team's amazing, unbelievable. Oh Jesus. Well, favourite footballer at the moment was the question, and yes, people are saying George Best is right behind me. Yes, George Best is my favourite footballer of all time, and there's many footballers that I adore over the years. But that Liverpool team, it's a team that we're all very jealous of. Any United fan. Any books you recommend? Yes, I recommended a few books earlier, or maybe it's just one. Manhattan Beach by Jennifer Egan, or A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. Anything by Jennifer Egan, it's amazing. What time do I go to bed? Normally 3 o'clock, and then I get up at sort of 9:30. What would I be arrested for? I've never been arrested, which is amazing. I've been cautioned a few times, stopped by the police because one time was because I was jaywalking. I didn't think that was a real thing. but apparently it is. And I walked across the street because there was no cars coming, and this officer kind of went like, stop. And I was actually wearing my headphones, and somebody that was walking this way was like that to me, and I turned around and there was two cops kind of coming after me. And he said, do you know what you did wrong? And I said, well, I think I walked across the street without the walk sign on. And the cop said, yes, that's right. And I said, I was about to go, but there was no cars coming. And I said, but, and he said, one more word and I'm going to give you a fine. And I was like, oh, okay. Don't talk back to the cops. Is that what it is? Yeah, but what would I be arrested for? I don't know. Back in the day, drunk and disorderly, I'm sure I could have been arrested many times. I was an absolute sight most nights about 2 o'clock in the morning, walking out of pubs in Glasgow or Belfast or London or wherever. Anyway, never talk back to cops now. Yeah, I know that now. And I think I knew that before, but I wasn't exactly being cheap. But anyway, so we're winding up here on a few different things because I'm going to run out of battery. I'm going to run out of battery. Can't believe you missed out Dundee. Okay, I didn't mean to miss out Dundee. I love Dundee. Dundee's amazing. One of the best places. Favorite pub? We used to drink in Druithy Neighbours, which I believe it's changed. No, it's on the Perth Road, opposite Springfield, where we also used to live. And we drank in there so much I got a job in there. And I ended up working there for a long time. And then I DJ'd in there as well downstairs. So I was... yes, Fontaines DC are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Brilliant band. The meaning of Snow Patrol. There is no meaning. It was a name. It was an accidental name. We were called Polar Bear, and a friend of mine thought we were called... Actually, it's funny. That story happened near the Druithy Neighbours pub. I was walking down the Perth Road in Dundee, and my friend Vince Duran, who's a DJ in Dundee, was walking towards me, and he stopped. We had a chat, and he said, "How's your band going? How's Snow Patrol?" And I said, "Vince, we're called Polar Bear." And he a week later we had to change the name of the band because there's an American band called Polar Bear. You've probably heard the story before, but it happened on the Perth Road, almost outside the Druithy Neighbours pub where I used to work. So there we go. It all ties together. Yes, the boys from Betterland. Brilliant band, absolutely brilliant band. Fontaines are brilliant. And Murder Capital as well. There's so many great bands coming from Dublin, coming from Ireland at the moment. Not just Dublin, all over Ireland. Brilliant bands. Sorry, there was too many questions at once there, and I missed them all. War Park 4. Do I wear a thong? I love that the options are a thong or boxers. Like a thong? No, I don't wear a thong. I sing thongs, but I don't wear a thong. Remember the Goat? Yes, the Goat in Glasgow. I do remember the Goat. Dermot Kennedy is unbelievable. What a voice. What an incredible songwriter he is. Unbelievable. Plays or playwrights. Beckett. Bernard Shaw. Every time there's an answer on Jeopardy, they say Bernard Shaw here, but George Bernard Shaw. Jeopardy's my favourite show, by the way, in the world, ever. I love Jeopardy. Anybody that hasn't seen it, that's in somewhere else other than America, maybe isn't familiar with it. Brilliant quiz show. The best quiz show there is. maybe wears no undies. No, that's not what I was saying. Mastermind. Yeah, Mastermind's very good as well. Any pets? No, we always had dogs. We had 2 Labradors, always. And, you know, one would pass away. My dad would get another Labrador, and it would always be 2 black labs, mostly. We had a Springer Spaniel and a yellow lab when I was born, and then it was black labs ever since. From then until mum and dad moved out of the house that we grew up in. Your friend was meant to be on Jeopardy. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. I would be like, I have to, you know, like, I can answer most of the questions, but I need to, like, give myself a bit of time. On the show, like, with a buzzer thing, I'd go to pieces. I'd go to absolute pieces. I'd be pressing that buzzer and go, I don't know if you ever saw the Father Ted with, like, the quiz show on it, and the woman goes, what's the capital of England? And the woman doesn't know the question, and the guy gives her a hint. It's like, I'll give you a hint. It's where you live. That'd be me on Jeopardy. Anyway. Yes, I have seen Ken Jennings. It was a Ken Jennings show on, and I haven't seen. Obviously, there's no new episodes of Jeopardy this week because they've run out of filmed ones. But they were showing classic episodes, so Ken Jennings was on there, and I think they're showing the classic best Jeopardy players of all time at the moment. Green tile mystery. Oh, the green tile mystery from the videos. Yes, you noticed that, and that was Brett's thing. He hasn't even told me what it is, so I don't know what he's planning on for the. Maybe the next Snow Patrol album and the next Snow Patrol videos there'll be something that sort of starts to tie it all together. But yeah, he went very David Lynch with that. There's like Easter eggs and strange things happening. Succession, loved it. Indian or Chinese food, Indian, but only by a tiny bit. I'll eat all things. I love Indian food. I love Chinese food. Favorite board game, Trivial Pursuit. Love it. The Thrills are brilliant. I haven't listened to the Thrills in a long time. I have to listen to the Thrills again. That first album of theirs was flipping amazing. When is the next Snow Patrol album? It'll be the Snow Patrol Saturday Songwrite record, which it'll be available to buy. It'll be a charity record, so there might not be that many sort of copies of it sold, but that'll be the next one out, and then there'll be another Snow Patrol record next year or the year after. I'm writing it at the moment, or trying to write it anyway. But I'm going to run out of battery here, so I've got to go. I do apologise. If I run out of battery here, I think I'll probably lose the video. Although maybe we should just lose. Maybe this should just be something that happened live. But loads and loads of love. Thank you all so much for hanging out and for listening to the live show. And I will see you on Saturday for a bit of songwriting. And not sure why I'm doing this, but take care. Loads and loads of love. See yous. Bye.